Hi, Katrina.
Hi, Ellen.
I'm so excited to have Katrina Sawa here. We met recently and we met online and then we had a meeting and we just realized that we help speakers in different ways, but we really had so much in common as well that we decided we wanted to uh, introduce each other to each other's followers and subscribers and clients. So I really want people, I have a lot of speakers on my list and they really want to know about how to get out there, how to get places to speak, find places to speak, how to monetize their speaking, and how to do a good job of speaking. So I just would like maybe you to start by telling people a little bit about how you help speakers.
Yeah, so speaking is like the fastest path to cash for me, and it has been for almost my whole career. I started about 16 years ago in business, and all I did was networking and follow up in my local area because I didn't know anything about the online stuff. There wasn't really a lot of online stuff back then anyways. And so I would get these little speaking things like for the chamber, teach a little workshop and a lunch and learn or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I would just haphazardly do them, right? And then and I would get clients because I was really good at following up and I would give lots of value and I didn't know how to shut up and I gave too much stuff probably. But then over time, I've really done a lot of investing in myself and learning how to be more effective and monetize my talks better, but also be more streamlined with using it as a really strategic marketing strategy. So that's what I do with clients is I use speaking as a strategic marketing strategy. Now there's also, you can do it a paid business model too. So you can get paid to speak, but most of my clients actually use it as a free marketing strategy, but you can do both, right? So, but it can be like the fastest path to cash. I'm telling you, no matter which way you do it, because you're just in people's faces, either online or offline.
Absolutely. So I think the hardest thing for people is how do you get a speaking gig? So is there first of all, I think there's some preparation there. There's a one sheet, for example. So what's the preparation that you have to do before you even go out and try to find a place to speak?
Yeah, it's funny. I actually tell people just go find a place to speak and just kind of haphazardly tell them what your topics are, even if you aren't sure yet, because you're not going to get booked tomorrow. You might not even get booked next month. You might get booked in like 8 months from now in a group. So don't wait to ask to be booked. Okay. If they say, well, what do you speak on? Oh, I speak on business. I mean, I would say business and marketing if I didn't really have a talk title yet. I would just say business and marketing, growing your business, starting a business, something general. And they'll say, okay, well, send me your information, right? Then I can go home and go, and freak out and then go create the thing, right? But don't wait to go get booked. Get that interest going first. And start getting people asking you, because as soon as somebody asks you, what do you speak on? Can you send me your topic description and your titles and your whatever, your speaker sheet? Then you're going to hurry up and get it done, aren't you? Right?
I think so. Absolutely.
So yes, there's preparation, but so many people will get paralyzed with the preparation that they won't even get anything booked. So that's a big no-no in my mind.
Okay. That's interesting. And I think that makes a lot of sense. So tell me, whether somebody should have one signature speech or they should have multiple things that they can talk about.
Yeah. So if you're just starting out, I would recommend one because it's too confusing to really hone in on 2 different talks with possibly 2 different calls to action and 2 different target markets and all that and more additional stories. Now, the alternative to that is you could have one talk and multiple titles to attend, to try out the different titles. So for example, my book, Love Yourself Successful, sometimes the talk title is Love Yourself Successful, right? And sometimes it's Stop Settling, How to Find the whatever, right? And so or 4 types of love to make more money in your business, or I can say it in many different ways depending on who I'm talking to and what they care about, the audience, what the audience would care about. So you can have the same talk and just change the title to make it
that's a cool idea.
Yeah, it's a very interesting idea, but one to get you started, unless you have 2 totally different legs of your business.
Right.
Like I have a client who does branding strategy and graphic design, or she does stuff for speakers, and then she does branding, right? So she might have a talk for speakers, and then she might have a talk on branding in general. I don't know. So that would be an exception.
Right. So what are some quick things that people could do to get more speaking gigs?
Go looking for them, because you can't just sit there and wait for them. So you can Google, right? I mean, everybody knows how to Google. Now you just Google in the types of events you're looking for. So I always look for women's business networking, women's business conference, women's business groups, okay? And that's what I Google, and that's how I get started Googling, at least. And then I'll find a whole list of things, and okay, well, let's look at this one. And then you put the year on it. So women's business conferences 2018 or 2019 if you're planning ahead, right? And then it'll come up with anything that's already online and already pre-planned. Now, sometimes it takes you to the website itself for that event. Sometimes it takes you to a group page. Sometimes it's a directory page. Sometimes it's even a venue, like the Sacramento. I live in Sacramento, so the Sacramento Convention Center, for example. You can go to the venue websites, and bigger conferences and things book out over a year in advance.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
You can find different bigger conferences and things at the bigger venues. That's one place. Then the smaller places, if you want to go get practice, right, then you want to go to things like meetup.com. Meetup.com will have a lot of different types of groups and events that meet on a monthly basis in your area. Now, not all of them are going to have speakers necessarily, but you find the ones that do, and then request to be considered to be a speaker at their events. I know I run a meetup here in Sacramento, and then we book speakers. We book them for the monthly luncheons and also for a monthly webinar. So Meetup's a great place. Your local chambers and other organizations locally, of course. You know, there's about 7 different women's business organizations here in my area alone. So every single one of those I could potentially speak at, and I contact on a regular basis with a different hooky talk title to see if they're interested in booking it, right? So once you get more experience, then you come up with another talk and another talk, because if you do the circuit already in your area, they're not going to want to book you for that same talk again. That's when it's time to get a new talk.
Oh, right. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah. Okay. So you're saying that speaking is a way of getting clients. You're using it as a way to connect with people, or possibly to sell from the stage. Could you talk about those two different types?
Yeah, and I know you talk a lot about selling on webinars and online stuff, and I do a little bit of that. I do a lot of these Zoom calls, and I do some master classes, and I'll make an offer, a low offer, or I'll say, come talk to me, or I'll say, go to my live event page and sign up, or a very casual offer. I don't usually make a big pitch online. And in speaking gigs offline, there's a lot of places that don't want you to sell at all.
Right. That's been my experience.
You have to be creative, though. You have to be creative. You don't just not sell. Don't do that. Always find a way to either capture contact information by doing a drawing or a giveaway, or say, hey, can I give something for free then if I can't sell? Is it okay if I give a gift to somebody or to everybody? You can either give something to everybody, like a free webinar or a free call with you or whatever. Or you can say, can I do a drawing and give one of my big packages away? The thing you really want to sell, mind you, right? So if I'm doing my talk on my 6 steps to jumpstart yourself as a speaker, then I have a program on that. It's $1,000. It's $997 on the website, right? If I wanted to sell that from say a 45-minute talk in person, but they weren't going to let me sell, I'd say, you know what? Can I give this to somebody? It's worth $1,000. And they'll be like, oh, that'd be great.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Right? Mm-hmm. So they usually let you give one. And in order to give one, you have to tell people what it is about. Well, I'll tell you what you get in this program. When whoever's going to win is going to get this. And you list out all the things that they get. So basically you're selling it, but you're not selling it. Does that make sense?
That's brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. When I do webinars for third-party companies that don't let me sell, I offer them something for free. Everybody gets something for free. And then there's some type of funnel afterwards. So yeah, absolutely. That's very cool. That's a very cool idea that you just had. Absolutely.
It's so true. And so the price point though, like usually what I talk about is easy yes offers when you're speaking. So have an easy yes, something that's easy to say yes to for people. And so sometimes for me, it's a group of things. I make a package. Like you can have a call with me. You can come to 2 of my online Zoom coaching sessions. Plus you can come to one of my live events, and all of it together is a value of like $2,600, but all you pay today is $197. That's an easy yes offer. Right. That's like, oh my God, if they really liked my talk or connected with me, they're going to be like, here's my credit card. Right. And then you have an order form in the back of the room and they sign it and fill it up. You don't wait and take the money later, people. You take it now. So easy yes offer is under $200. And if there's a newer audience to you and you don't have that much time to talk, or they haven't like spent a lot of money to be there, like sometimes it's just a $15 lunch, right? Or even a free free event that they went to. If the audience doesn't have a lot of skin in the game with that event and it's a very short talk, then you want really something under $100, honestly.
That makes sense. Right.
Yeah. To make them take action, because then you can sell them up into something else, but give them something really juicy to try you out. And then you can always sell them up into the back end, but the more people you get in at a $47 thing, the more opportunity you have. Yeah. So
to some extent, it's all about having a funnel. Is that?
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's a funnel. You can have multiple funnels. Of course, we all talk about funnels, right? So, but and so whatever you're selling, so that $997 product, for example, that I have, right? I have a free audio program that goes with it. It's a free audio training. People can go to get that, right? And then if they like it, the page after they listen in tells them to go to get the program, right? And it gives them a discount coupon. So yeah, it's this funnel thing, but you can do this in person too. And it works really, really well. But as long as you're doing the follow-up from the event, yes.
Right, absolutely. So you mentioned this free audio. How can people get that free audio?
Yeah, I think we have a link for it that you're going to put in wherever the video is, right?
Okay, yeah. So I'll put the link at the bottom. Excellent.
Yeah, it's the 6 steps to jumpstarting yourself as a dynamic speaker. And it goes through all the logistics. So how to be prepared, what do you need on your speaker sheet, how are you going to design your talk, how does it work into what you're trying to sell? It talks about all of that stuff. I wish we had time to go into it today, but this is a shorter little interview. So go get the free audio, please. You don't have to buy the thing if you don't want to. I don't care, but get educated on what to do, so you're not wasting time and money speaking at places and not getting clients. That's what breaks my heart when I see that.
Right. No, I think this is knowledge that all speakers need to have, because I agree that speakers, I have people who they want to speak, they want to get their message out to the world, but they don't really have, when you say 6 steps, they're not systematic enough in doing it. And so just by having those 6 steps, I think that will be really helpful to people. So go click that link and get it.
Yeah, I'm a huge systems person. I see everything in systems. Oh, you got that? Yeah, it's crazy.
I like to have
solutions and systems. They don't necessarily just want to buy a random coaching call from you or a random whatever. Yeah.
Right. Absolutely. Okay. Well, thank you so much, Katrina. This was really helpful. And I know that the speakers that are on my list and that follow me, will be just really interested in getting this and listening to this information that you have. You gave some really cool tips. The tip about doing a drawing or a giveaway when you can't speak. Meetup.com is another one, how to search for places to speak. So some of those were like the easy yes offer. So you gave some really cool tips. So go and pick up her 6 steps as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Ellen.
Okay, bye-bye.